Hi, this is Prieto, and I will be showing you the project 1 for the CS50 web programming with Python and JavaScript course for HarvardX. So what I'm going to do is to show you first the web page that I've completed for the project, and then I will go in depth into the code so you can find out what libraries did I use and so on. So the page is called uh, Wookie or Yuki, I don't know, you can call it whatever you want. And as soon as we enter in the web page, we just have uh, an index HTML showing you some basic welcome message, and you have two options over here. You can register and you can log in. So let's go to the register uh, module first. So as you can see, you have some couple of fields: username, email, first name, last name, password, and a password confirmation. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna choose my name. It's Herman. It's like German, yes. And I will pick an email. My first name is my name, Prieto, and let's say the password. The only requirement for the password is that it should be from 8 to 25 character long. So there's no special character validation. So I have already registered, so this will take into account that the username and the email uh, are not been are not taken before. So if I sign up, it say okay, the username is already taken. Let's just put it the email like this, and let's put the password once again, and there you go. You can see that this email is already taken. So let's choose a different name. I will choose my daughter's name. It's Mariana. And I will put also Mariana at Gmail. I don't send any email, or there is a two-step validation with the email. It's just some common text, and the password. Let's say I will put whatever over here, and I will do something completely different. This will okay validate that there is a password mismatch, and okay, let's do it right this time. So what will happen there is that the Mariana username will be created, and okay, I should change this, sorry, and it will redirect me to the login page. So I'm signing up. Okay, user created, welcome. Username, I will put Mariana, the one that I just created, and there you go. When I'm in the login, sorry, I'm in the index page for a logged user. So here you can see that there's hi Mariana, it's taking a personal message over here and also here. So based on the functionality required for this project, you must search for any book that you already uploaded in the database. So if I do search, let's say I'm gonna search for Isaac, and I have a lot of results here, and as you can see I have they're basically all of the authors: Isaac Asimov, Walter Isaacson, but I can also search for, let's say, Rabat. I get all the titles that have some robot in it, and let's search for ISBN code. Let's say 553. Let's see how many. Okay, 553, 553. I got all the ISBN uh, that matches this text string. So let's go to this one, to the first one. So when I clicked the link, I will go to the book page. As you can see here, the link, the book, and the ID of the book. Sorry. And what I've got here is the detail of the book, the ISBN, title, other year, and the Goodreads rating count, and the Goodreads average rating. This is done using the request that we can see in a minute. So also you can give a feedback. Let's say I will give a 3-star feedback. As you can see, there are already 2 feedbacks, and let's say let's put 1 star, and it was not funny. We'll send a review, and review submitted. There is the message, and as you can see, my review, it's already here. I got the date when the review was made. um, so let's do some testing with the API that we can see it. So if I enter, I got it over here. So I will change just the ISBN, and I will put this one over here. So, and what do I have? I have 3 review counts, and the average score is 3.33. So if you get all these and you divide it by 3, you get 3.33. So that's basic functionality of of this page. Okay, another thing to do is that you just can do one review or one rating. So if I'm gonna, okay, it's 5 and it was great. If I send a review and say you have already submitted a review for this week, you cannot submit anymore. And last, it's the logout. I will log out, and there you go. That's that's the whole functionality. So let's go into the code. Uh, okay, first of all, I want to show you. Let's close this one. Do not get confused by anyone. I use some kind of structure based on some stuff that I review on the internet. So first of all, have the main application. I will import the app, the app, and I also have here the app. There is all the structure. I have the templates, basically the web pages that I've got. The init is where I load all the information, all the app information, all the configuration is loaded over here, and also database. Uh, I use the Flask WTF forms, uh, Flask WTF, and this helps me a lot in order to validate. For instance, I got the register form, and I got the label that it will show this, and also the validation is data required. Please enter the username. I've got the length for here, for instance, for the email. It's got a validator that it is the email. I don't do anything with a JavaScript or something. I just use this Flask WTF, and I just make these 2 functions in order to validate that the email is new and it hasn't been taken. The same for the login form, the search form, and the review form. It is done through Flask WTF. And the last thing that I've got over here, it's the roots where all the logic begins. So if I register, if I've have all the information from the form, I will just insert a new user to the database, and I commit it over here, and this flash is to show the message that the user is created and it was redirected that you can uh, see it on the demo related to the login page. In the login page, I have the following things. uh, I have the user to take into account. If the user it is not logged because I have the session, I will go to the index. If the user is logged, then I will try to uh, log in, looking for the user and the password. uh, Something great to know is that the password is encrypted, so I use this library over here that is check password hash and generate password hash in order to have the encrypted password. And if everything looks good, I just create the session user ID and session username uh, to save it. The logout is very basic. Logout is just that you pop or delete the username session and the user ID, and I get redirected to the index. And the search, it's pretty similar, using the form, taking into account that the user ID is logged, and here is the regular expression, or is basically that whatever word that I type, I will look it in the ISBN, in the title, and in the author. And for the book ID, this is the most complex one. The first part is in order to get the good reads and rating and and average rating and rating count. In this one, I am just validating the review form to take into account if it's submitted. I will create a new review, and in the last part I am just listing all the reviews. And for the API, I just use the JSONify in order to see if the book exists or not, and if it exists, I just return uh, the information, the title, the author, the year, the review count, and the average score. So if you go to the templates, I use Flask, Bootstrap, and for me it's kind of magic because it can show you all the forms in an easy way. I'm gonna show you guys. So first one, I'm extending from the Bootstrap base, and here I have the navigation bar, and take into account this it's like magic because as if you can see it, okay, let's see. If you can see the navigation bar, it is responsive, and there you go. If you don't have any space, this work with mobile. You have the login over here, and it's done all in Bootstrap. It's not just pure magic. And I am also having something to show all the flash messages, and this is the footer, and all the things that I'm gonna show or the functionality, it's within this block. This is a block. For instance, if you go to the book, you can see, okay, I will extend from the base HTML. Also I'm gonna import the WTF what the forms from Flask and Bootstrap, and the blog app content will be included in this space. So let's go to the register. Look, it's pretty easy. It will take into account the form, and it will display all the fields that are in the form. I don't have to do anything. It's just like magic. The same for the login. As you can see, it's very easy. If you need to do something very specifically or very dynamic or very uh, not so standard, you need to implement all the fields. But for this case, I'm just taking the standard WTF forms. Uh, the search uh, is is basically the same. I just put the WTF, and here is in order to list all the books. Lastly, is this one, the book. This is the most complex page, but it's also simple. First of all, I'm going to list all the detail of the book over here, and I will give the feedback. In the feedback, I also have the WTF form, and this form is basically the form that is in the review. This one, it will display the fields that I put over here. And okay, it was in the book one. And then I just list the reviews. That's basically all. I hope you enjoy it, and that's it.